You ever had that one friend who's just too brave? Like everyone else is saying, let's lie low, let's stay quiet. And this guy's out here yelling at the police with a megaphone, writing anti-government poems, and starting something called the Second Independence Democracy with Content Forum? Well, meet Kamau Wa Mwangi. This man is that guy. Kamau lives in a country so politically tense, even breathing feels like dissent. He's a member of the Second Independence Democracy with Content Forum, SIDCF for short, a group that's basically like, we're not asking for much, just freedom, democracy, and maybe a break from constant torture. The government? Not impressed. So Kamau becomes a repeat customer at the local torture chamber. But after being arrested and brutalized more than once, the fear wears off, like someone who's eaten too much chili. At some point, the burn doesn't even register anymore. But this evening, something feels different.
What's happening to me?
Kamau is at home when there's a knock at the door. Now a knock on the door in a dictatorship is usually one of three things. 1. Arrest. 2. Arrest and torture. 3. Arrest, torture, and vanishing forever. But it's none of those. Instead, a military officer shows up, calm, serious, and hands Kamau a list. Not a shopping list, a list of names. Names of people like him, people who should be running, right now. And then the officer says this.
We do not want to see more people dead, especially the young people, and even though we anticipate more trouble from the likes of you professional agitators, this is our country and you're needed. Protect yourselves and your friends. We shall deal with each other later, like men, eye to eye. If you do not leave tonight, there is a chance you will be dead by tomorrow morning.
Now that's the kind of message you don't ignore. Kamau reads it loud and clear. This isn't a warning, it's a countdown. So he moves fast. That night, Kamau knows if they catch him again, torture won't be the end. It'll be the beginning. His only option? Run. His escape route is bold. Dress up like a Maasai warrior and flee across the border. It's not cosplay, it's survival. Why Maasai? Because they're one of the least regarded, most abused tribes in this society. Nobody looks twice at them, which makes it the perfect disguise. But the road to freedom isn't smooth. There are military checkpoints everywhere. Soldiers tearing apart luggage, flipping through books, checking inside, cigarette boxes. Yes, they are that thorough. Still, Kamau keeps going, blending into the backdrop as a Maasai warrior, slipping through the cracks of a nation hunting him down. And along the way, just to add some irony to the journey, he witnesses the assassination of the very people who organized the coup, including the man who gave him the list. Now that's what you call an exit with fireworks.
Burn, baby, burn.
But this story isn't just about fleeing a dictatorship. It's about how politics and ethnicity are tangled up in each other like bad headphone wires. In Kamau's country, your tribe can be a political statement. If you're Gikuyu and you understand Luo, you're considered diluted, on the fence, compromised. It was to be dirty. Unity? That's suspicious. It's like being friends with both Messi and Ronaldo. Someone's going to accuse you of betrayal. So for Kamau to slip into a Maasai identity, into the shoes of a group looked down on by nearly everyone, is more than disguise. It's survival through erasure. He stops being a visible political enemy by becoming invisible through marginalization. And yet, that's what saves his life. As Kamau prepares to leave everything behind, there's a moment. A silent, wordless goodbye between him and Wambui, a woman he leaves behind. There are no dramatic speeches, no music swells, just silence. But in that silence, the story hits you with its emotional weight. Mukoma wa Ngugi doesn't spell it out, he shows it. The cost of exile isn't just the journey, it's the people you leave, the parts of yourself you abandon, the memories you can't carry across the border.
Today I lost more than you can know.
So what is this story I've been narrating? It's titled How Kamau Wa Mwangi Escaped into Exile by Mukoma wa Ngugi, a short story that was shortlisted for the Caine Prize for African Writing in 2009 and first published in Wasafiri in June 2008. Now let's talk about why this story stands out. First, Mukoma's writing style is deceptively simple. There are no elaborate flourishes or $50 words, but there's clarity, precision, power. He paints a full political atmosphere in just a few pages: corruption, tribalism, resistance, betrayal, fear. What struck me most is how real Kamau feels. He's not a superhero, he's not fearless, he's used to fear, desensitized, resigned, but not broken. And then there's the quiet moments. That farewell to Wambui, it's not even described in detail, but you feel the ache. That's strong writing. The ethnic undertones are also worth noting. In many post-colonial African nations, tribal identity often bleeds into politics, and Mukoma captures that messy, dangerous overlap. The quote,
"To be diluted, to be on the fence, to be compromised, it was to be dirty."
It stays with you. It shows how fractured the country is, where even understanding another's language is seen as a betrayal. And the twist that Kamau's life is saved by adopting the identity of one of the most abused tribes, the Maasai, is a powerful commentary on visibility and privilege. Invisibility becomes a shield. Let's zoom out. Here are the key themes that shine through. Exile as survival, but also exile as trauma. Dictatorship and power. The story reminds us just how absolute and how terrifying political power can be. Ethnicity and division. Politics isn't just about policy, it's personal, tribal, cultural, silence and communication. That silent goodbye is more emotional than 1,000 words. This isn't just a political story, it's deeply human. Now a quick word on the author. Mũkoma Wa Ngugi is a novelist, poet, essayist, and political thinker. He's the son of the legendary Ngugi wa Thiong'o, but he's carved out his own voice with a sharp pen and fearless storytelling. He's the author of Nairobi Heat, Penguin Essay 2009, Hurling Words at Consciousness, Poetry AWP 2006. He was shortlisted for the 2009 Caine Prize for this story, and again in 2010 for the Penguin Prize for African Writing, for his novel manuscript, The First and Second Books of Transition. Nairobi Heat was released in the US by Melville Publishing in 2011. Mukoma's work often tackles the hard questions. What happens after independence? What does freedom really look like? Who gets left behind? If you haven't read How Kamau Wa Mwangi Escaped into Exile, go find it. It's not just a short story, it's a whole political history compressed into a single breathless escape. It makes you think, it makes you angry, and it makes you realize just how high the cost of resistance can be. And that's the power of storytelling. If you like this review, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have you read Mukoma Wa Ngugi's work? Or do you have a favorite Caine Prize story? Let's talk literature, politics, and everything in between. Until next time, keep reading, and keep asking the hard questions. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.